Think about the last presentation you sat through. How long did it take before your mind started to drift away? 2 minutes? 5 minutes? Be honest. Now, think about the last presentation that grabbed your attention immediately, where you were locked in from the very first sentence they said. What was the difference? It wasn't the slides. It wasn't the topic. It was the opening. My name is Mtavisi, and I've coached hundreds of founders, executives, and professionals as a public speaking coach. And the single most common mistake I see across every industry, every level, is people wasting the most important part of their entire presentation. The first few seconds. Here's why those first few seconds matter more than anything else you say. Research shows that people form a first impression within just 7 seconds of meeting someone. And Princeton psychologists found something even more striking. People make snap judgments about your trustworthiness and competence in as little as a tenth of a second. A tenth of a second! Harvard professor Amy Cuddy took this even further. She found that when people meet you, they are asking 2 questions almost immediately. Can I trust this person? And is this person capable? Warmth first, then competence, which means before your audience has heard a single idea from your presentation, they've already decided whether they want to listen to you. And most people open their presentations in a way that answers both of those questions wrong. Here's what most people do when they open a presentation. Good morning, everyone. My name is, today we're here to talk about, and the room is already gone. Not because the content isn't good, but because that opening gave the audience no reason to lean in. It's the equivalent of a movie starting with 15 minutes of credits before anything even happens. People don't lean in because of your name. People don't lean in because of your title. People lean in because of how you make them feel in the first few seconds. And that starts with how you open. So what do you say instead? I teach my clients 5 powerful ways to open any presentation. Pick the one that fits your moment, and you'll never lose a room again. Number 1, the question. Open with a question that pulls the audience directly into the conversation. A real one they can answer either out loud in their heads or by raising their hands. When I'm presenting on public speaking, sometimes I open with, raise your hand if you love public speaking. As you can imagine, almost no one raises their hand. And suddenly the room is with me because they feel seen. They feel like this talk is for them. Now we're on a journey together. A question says, I'm not talking at you, I'm talking with you. Number 2, the quote. A great quote does something powerful. It borrows credibility instantly. It could be something your CEO said recently, something from an industry expert, a philosopher, a leader, a thinker. The key is that it needs to make people think. Ooh, I've never heard that before. Oh, I heard that and it's so good. The moment of surprise and intrigue is what makes them want to hear what comes next. Number 3, the statistic. Numbers cut through noise. Numbers like 75% of people fear public speaking more than they fear death. Whew. When you open with a statistic that surprises people, it creates instant curiosity. They want to understand what that number really means, and that curiosity carries them into your presentation. Number 4, the story. This is the most powerful way of opening when done well, because stories can do something that no statistic can do. They can make people feel. And when people feel something, they are far more likely to decide and to remember. There's research that shows that stories, when told well, introduce oxytocin into the body, the chemical linked to trust and connection. When you open with a story, you're not just informing the room, you're connecting with it. But keep it short, keep it relevant, make it personal if you can, and watch how quickly the room leans in. And number 5, the outcome. This one is especially powerful when you're presenting to busy executives or time-pressed decision makers. Tell them what they're going to get before you give it to them. For example, by the end of this presentation, you know exactly where this company is headed in the next 5 years and your role in what that future looks like. See, when people know the destination, they are far more willing to follow along for the journey. It removes the "what's the point of this" question that kills attention in the first few minutes. So give them the destination first, then take them there. So before your next presentation, spend time thinking about how you're going to open. Which of these 5 openers fits this moment? Which one will make this specific audience feel something in the first few seconds? Question, quote, statistic, story, or outcome. Pick one, craft it carefully, and rehearse it until it feels natural. Because everything that comes after your opening, your data, your ideas, your ask, if you're pitching, lands differently when the room is already with you. You only get one chance to make a first impression. And in a presentation, that chance is in the first few seconds. Don't waste them telling people your name. Give them a reason to listen. The founders and executives I coach who master their openings don't just give better presentations. They become the kind of communicator that people remember long after they've left the room. So if this resonated with you, make sure you watch my next video. I'll see you there.